Hello, and welcome to Travel Babble with Basha. Today, I would like you to come along with me as I have dirty laundry that needs to be done. I'm sailing on Cunard's Queen Elizabeth. 36 days, you tend to make some dirty laundry, especially when you go on some excursions that involve 4x4ing and backwoods and water and motorcycles. It was a blast, but laundry gets dirty. It depends on what cruise line you're on. Some cruise lines have launderettes for the passengers to use and some don't. Cunard does. Also, some cruise lines that do have launderettes, you pay. You pay for the soap, you pay for the washer, you pay for the dryer. The nice thing on Cunard, it's all free. At least it was when I was on the Queen Elizabeth. The launderette was a nice attraction. Not that I wanted to hang out there. But when you have laundry and you just want to plop it in, maybe it's not what you want to do on vacation, but sometimes you just need to. Especially one day when I had been out and it had rained. And I don't mean just rain, it poured. When I got back to the ship, I stopped in the launderette before I even went to my stateroom to see if there were any open washers. There was. I ran to my room, quickly changed, and took all my wet stuff back and just threw it in a washer. That way, I didn't have to worry about it. I got it clean, and it got done. On the Queen Elizabeth, the launderette, at least on my deck, was about midship. Because I was all the way forward, it was a little bit of a walk, but it got my steps in, got my exercise in. There was one on each deck that contained the staterooms, which was nice, but you're sharing it with a lot of people. Now, depending on how long everybody's on there, they may or may not be doing laundry. Sometimes it can be worse than others. The launderette on deck 4 had 3 washers and 3 dryers. These, to me, looked very modern. They ran very well. They had different cycles that you could choose. I usually just took whatever the basic cycle was. The washers would tell you, if you waited till they get started, how long they were going to run for. And it seemed to me it had to do with the weight of what you put in. Now, there were signs around the laundry room that gave you the rules, and one of those talked about how much weight you should put in or how much you should put in each washer. They weren't big washers, but they were plenty big enough. I would put stuff in there, and it would be weird because I would put 2 things in 2 washers. Don't tell, you're not supposed to do that, by the way. But I would do that when nobody else was around. All the washers and dryers were empty. Why not use them and get my stuff done? But it would weigh them, and it would, then one would be, say, 50 minutes and one would say 45 minutes, even though I put them in and pushed the buttons at the same time. The only thing I could figure out is it had to do on weight. So I would always stand there until the washer actually started and it gave me a time frame, and then I knew how long to come back. The dryer did not give those same time frames. It did it based on, somehow it measured the amount of water in your clothes. I'm not sure how it does that. And it would say like 50%, 40%, 30%. And you had to kind of guess. I did find out that the dryers were really quick. 15 to 20 minutes seemed to be about what most of mine would dry for, unless it was something really heavy and really wet. One of the things I recommend is when you do start your laundry, whether it be the washer or the dryer, that you set an alarm to bring yourself back. One of the rules and one of the things that's stated in there is that you should not leave your laundry just sitting. And I can tell you, if you do, and you're not back when it stops or within a minute or 2 of when it stops, somebody else, if they come in, they will take your laundry out. If it's in the washer, they won't move it to a dryer. They don't know what you want to set it on. There are baskets in there, and they will probably put it in a basket. Hopefully they'll put it in a basket. If it's in the dryer, they'll take it and throw it in a basket. They're not going to fold it for you. It's going to sit there. I've also seen people leave signs because somebody took their laundry. So make sure that you're back in time and that you move your laundry or get your laundry to take back. The washers and dryers, as I said on Cunard's Queen Elizabeth, were free. No tokens needed. You simply push the button to start them. They also had laundry detergent. Now, I was on there for 36 days. One time they had some of the laundry sheets. Another time they had scoops. But it was free, and there were directions on how much you should use to put in there that would normally be somewhere around where the laundry detergent was hanging on the wall. One of the things you need to know is in the dryers, just like any other dryers, there's the vent that needs to be cleaned out. You may want to check that before and after you do your laundry. I didn't realize it was there, but then I saw some of the crew coming in, and they were cleaning up the laundry area, and one of the things they did do is check all the vents. Fire hazard, fires are very bad on a ship, so they're checking that, but they're also cleaning up. Once your laundry is done, there's also an ironing board with an iron. Now, they do recommend that you only use it for 30 minutes, and they want to make sure it's set up because they don't want it to start and create a fire. So you can use it in that room. You cannot take it back to your room, but you can use it in there. In my opinion, having a launderette very close to my room was very nice. Please, though, be mindful that this is not your personal laundry in your home. You are sharing this with all the other passengers, generally on your deck, although I know sometimes people, if their deck was full, the laundrette was full, they would go to another deck looking. I never did that. I simply wanted to do mine. If it was full, I just went back later. Best times to do your laundry, for me, seem to be mornings on port days. If I didn't have an early excursion, I would get up. Now, there are posted hours, so don't go outside of those hours. There are staterooms that are right beside the launderette, and they don't want to listen and hear the noise of people going in and out of the launderette and the laundry all night long. So only go during the days. But on port days, there's generally nobody in there first thing in the morning. I could walk in, get my, say, 2 loads of laundry done, washed and dried, and never see anybody else in there the entire time. Hardest days to do your laundry, towards the end of the cruise and on sea days. People don't have anywhere else to go, they're going to work on it. I thought having the launderette there was nice. As I said, follow the etiquette, follow the rules. If somebody's late coming back, give them a little bit of a cushion, but you don't have to stand there for 20 minutes waiting for them to come back and empty if you're waiting on the next washer. You can take it out, but give them a benefit of the doubt, maybe a minute or two, or depending on how nice, maybe up to 5 minutes. They'll come back. They need to do it. And don't be mean. Don't fight. We had 2 couples who got kicked off our ship because of a fight in the launderette. Don't let that happen to you. Don't let you be the talk of the ship because you had a fight over who was getting the washer and who was getting the dryer, and don't touch my clothes. Launderettes, especially when you're traveling for long periods of time, are very nice. It's also nice to go home from your cruise with clean clothes. You don't have to go home, unpack, and start doing laundry. You can unpack, put it away. Now that you know you can do laundries on Cunard's Queen Elizabeth, you can pack less bags. But the important thing is that you need to go pack those bags and join me on Cunard's Queen Elizabeth. See you in the launderette.